Hello everyone, I'm Chair RM. Before we proceed to our new lesson, do not forget to subscribe, like, and click the notification bell. Thank you so much! In this video, you will learn to solve equations transformable to quadratic equations, including rational algebraic equations. Let us have some examples. As quadratic equations that are not written in standard form. So let us solve number 1. We have x, quantity x plus 3 equals 28. Okay, so let us write the equation into standard form, wherein the standard form of quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So first, let us multiply x times x. So we have x squared. And then x times 3. So we have plus 3x. Then after that, we will transpose positive 28 to the left side of the equation. So positive 28 become negative 28 equals 0. Now, let us get the solution or roots of this quadratic equation. So, as you can see, the equation is now in standard form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So, let us recall the 4 ways in solving quadratic equation. So, we have extracting the square root, then we have the factoring method, completing the square, and quadratic formula. For this example, let us use the factoring method. So factor x squared, and then factor negative 28. Then do not forget that the sum is 3x. So we have positive 7 and negative 4. So we have x plus 7 equals 0, and then x minus 4 equals 0. Then after that, after the factoring, so use the principle of zero product property. So we have x equals negative 7, then this one is x equals 4. Okay, that is the example number 1. Now let us have example number 2. So we have x plus 1 squared, or square of quantity x plus 1 plus square of quantity x minus 8 equals 45. Now let us expand square of x plus quantity x plus 1. So we have x times x. We will multiply x twice because of the exponent 2. So we have x squared. Then after that, for the middle term, we will multiply x times 1 times 2. So we have x times 1. X times 2 is 2x. Then, for the constant term, we will multiply 1 twice because of the exponent. We have 1 times 1, so we have 1. Then, let us expand the other given. We have positive, then x times x, we have x squared. And then x times negative 8 is negative 8x times 2 is negative 16x. Then, negative 8 times negative 8 is positive 64. Then we will transpose positive 45 to the left side of the equation. So we have negative 45 equals 0. Okay, so after this, we will combine or collect like terms. So we have x squared, this one. We have x squared plus x squared. So we have 2x squared. And then we have the linear term or the variable x. We have 2x. And then we have 16x. So we have unlike signs. So you will subtract, then get the sign of 16, which is negative. So 16 minus 2 is 14. Then copy the sign, negative sign rather, negative 14x. And then the constant term, we have 1 here, and then we have 64, and then we have 45. So let us add the like sign. So 1 plus 64, that is 65, then minus 45. And that is equal to positive 20. Okay, very good. Then, copy equal sign and then 0. So now, we have the standard form of quadratic equation 2x squared minus 14x plus 20 equals 0. Okay, let us find the roots or solution of this equation. So, let us divide this equation by 2 to simplify. And then let us use the factoring method. So 2x squared divide 2, that is x squared. Then negative 14x divide 2, that is negative 7x. Then 20 divide 2, that is positive 10 equals 0. Then using the factoring method, let us factor x squared and then 10. Do not forget that our middle term is negative 7x. So let us factor. So we have x and x, then factor 10. So we have 5 times 2, and then negative. We have the 2 negative sign. Okay. Then using the zero product property or the principle of zero product property, we have now x minus 5 equals 0, and then the other one is x minus 2 equals 0. Then transpose negative 5 to the right side of the equation, so we have 5. And then for the other, we have x equals transpose negative 2 to the right side of the equation, so negative 2 become positive 2. Now, the answers or the solutions are x equals 5, then x equals 2. Do not forget that the standard form of quadratic equation quantity, we have square of the quantity x plus 1 plus square of quantity x minus 8 equals 45 is 2x squared minus 14x plus 20 equals 0. Okay, let us continue our discussion. We have solving rational algebraic equations transformable to quadratic equations. Let us have example number 3. So we have 1 over x minus x over 6 equals 2 over 3. Then the first step is multiply the both sides of the equation by the least common multiple of all the denominators. So LCM in this given is 6x. Take note that LCM is the smallest multiple that two numbers have in common as product. So in this example, our LCM is 6x. So multiply to the both sides. So we have 6x. Then let's write parentheses. Then write 1 over x minus x over 6 equals, and then write 6x also. Multiply to 2/3. Okay. So after this, you have to write the resulting quadratic equation in standard form. Okay, let us simplify the equation first. We have 6x divide x, So we have 6 multiplied by 1 minus 6x divide 6. So we have x multiplied by the numerator x. Then equal sign 6x divide 3, and that is 2x times 2. And then after that, again, simplify the result. 6 times 1, we have 6. Then negative x times x is negative x squared. Then we have equal sign. 2x times 2 is 4x. Then let us write this equation into standard form. So we have negative x squared, then transpose positive 4x to the left side of the equation, so it becomes negative 4x, then copy positive 6 equals 0. So as you can see, the quadratic term is negative, so all you have to do is to multiply negative 1. So we have x squared, and then positive 4x, because negative 1 times negative 4x is positive 4x. Negative times negative is positive. Then negative 1 times positive 6 rather is negative 6 equals 0. Now this is the standard form of 1 over x minus x over 6 equals 2 over 3. The standard form is x squared plus 4x minus 6 equals 0. Now let us get the roots or solution of this standard form of quadratic equation. So as you can see, factoring is not applicable for this equation. So let us use completing the square. So using x squared plus 4x minus 6 equals 0, we will transpose negative 6 to the right side of the equation. So we will isolate the constant. So we have x squared plus 4x plus, we have blank equals 6 plus blank. So negative 6, we will transpose it to the right, so it becomes positive. So again, let us get the middle term, or the value of b is 4. We have b over 2 squared. From b over 2 squared, so we have 4 divide 2 squared, and that is 4. So we will add 4 to the both sides of the equation. And then after that, we will write this perfect square trinomial into square of binomial. So we have to recall our lesson last time. So we have plus 2 squared equals, this is like sign, so we have 10. Then extract the both sides of the equation. So we have x plus 2 equals positive and negative square root of 10. And then after that, we have to separate the 2, or we have x plus 2 equals square root of 10. Then the other one, x plus 2 equals negative square root of 10. And then transpose positive to 2 to the right side of the equation. So it becomes negative 2 plus square root of 10. While this one is x equals negative 2. Then minus square root of 10. Okay, so the answers are x equals negative 2 plus square root of 10. Then the other x is x equals negative 2 minus square root of 10.
And that's the end of our lesson for today. Thank you and God bless.